Is originality in watchmaking dead? Are we seeing the same watch designs over and over again? When was the last time you could say you truly saw a 100% original design from a watch brand? Chances are you haven't seen one in a while. I'm not referring to replica homage watches like Pagani design. That's a whole separate topic. I'm going to make a whole separate video on that. I'm referring to major and micro brands alike. Specifically, micro brands borrow from four major iconic watches heavily. We're talking about the major three that I refer to on this channel very often: the Submariner, the Seamaster, and the 50 Fathoms. And now we have to add in the AP Royal Oak as well. Very heavily borrowed watches, and they use them quite often. It has become increasingly rare for a brand to invent a completely fresh design from scratch. I recently was talking to someone about two watches. One was an NTH watch we both agreed was an homage to a Tudor Black Bay. However, the Tudor Black Bay is ultimately an homage to the Rolex Submariner. And if we're going to get really technical, then we need to mention that the Rolex Submariner is technically an homage to the 50 Fathoms. The second watch that we were talking about is the new Tissot PRX, which many people say it is an homage to the Zenith Defy, and you really can't deny that. It looks very similar. However, the Zenith Defy is an homage ultimately to the AP Royal Oak. So these watches all get tied back to the four that I mentioned before. And we're just giving an example of a micro brand and a major brand. So this is what's going on in the watch industry currently. So a lot of watches are borrowing from those major four watches. This happens in the car industry as well. Many brands out there, they come out with cars, and really, what can you do with a car? You have four wheels, four doors, two doors, depending on the car. There's not many nuances that you could really adjust to make a very original design. That's the problem in the watch industry currently. So when new watches come out, they look at watches that are existing and they borrow from them. Now, don't get me wrong, there are many original designs out there, and many of those watches are iconic. I'm also strictly talking about new watches and new watch designs. However, there are always exceptions to the rule, and many of those exceptions lie in independent watchmaking spaces. Independent watchmakers like Your Work, MB&F, Romain Gaultier, and Grubel Forsey are making some very radical and original designs. However, for that originality, you are paying a very steep premium. A very steep premium. This level of design isn't available for the everyday watch collector. However, there are a few pockets of light out there for some small brands. I'm going to do a video very soon on some of those very watch brands who offer or have offered in the past some original designs at affordable prices. Unfortunately, many of my favorites have actually gone away and gone out of business. However, they offer some really great value on the used market. In the comments below, name a watch that you think is an original design that can't be tied back to an iconic design. And for those who are reading in the comments, try and debunk those choices. That original design, tell us if that person is wrong. I'm going to give you two examples, and I want you guys to debunk me as well. I want this to be a discussion. I want to come up with a really good list of original, truly original designs. I think it's going to be very interesting to see what people come up with. And please keep in mind, I bring up these topics to spark discussions, not arguments. I love watch talk. I love talking and discussing watches. So if you disagree with me, that is great. Please let me know in the comments below. That's what I really want. I want to talk it out with you guys. So please talk it out, and let's have some fun with this topic. I'm going to give you two examples. I'm going to give you a micro brand and technically a major brand. One of them is defunct and one of them is currently open. Visitor watches. Visitor is a small watch brand. They make very interesting watches. Their case design is very original. Their dial design, very original. It's original down to the hands. Their buckles, even their straps, everything is very original about their design. It's something that's very hard to come up with, and it's very expensive for a micro brand to do, but they have done it. So that's one that I would say is very original, and they are a micro brand. Now, the major brand that I'm talking about is out of business. They no longer are around. However, they offer some amazing watches on the used market for a great value, and that's Ventura. Ventura was a Swiss brand. They were around for well over 10 years, I believe. However, they went out of business. They used to make some mechanical Swiss watches, some mechanical quartz watches as well, automatic quartz watches, which was kind of what they were known for. And then they also made quartz watches. And a lot of their designs were completely original, very, very modern. And there was a designer who actually made all of these designs. Some of them were these awesome driver watches that you could see the movement on the front. There was a generator. It was sort of like a kinetic watch. These are highly collectible actually now. Some of them are amazing, very good looking watches, very well made watches. And I actually owned a few and sold a few. And I'm always on the hunt for another one because I really do love the brand. Now, these are two very original watches. I put up some pictures of my favorites from those brands. Obviously, Visitor and Ventura. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me the brands in the description below that you think actually make some original ideas. And then other people in the comments, try and debunk those choices. Try and debunk my two choices that I just gave you. Tell me if I am wrong. Anyway, I want to hear from you guys. Please add a comment below. I really do appreciate it. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe. It's the easiest way to help support my channel, help me bring you these videos. Please also don't forget to follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog, all one word. Also, I have some links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you click those links and buy anything, it doesn't have to be the items that I have linked to. It helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It doesn't interrupt your Prime benefits. However, as I mentioned, it helps support the channel and it helps me bring you these videos. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.